I started playing the piano when I was three and a half perhaps, and it was because one of my sisters started. And I was so interested in sound, not yet really in music, but sound. I was so interested in that, like it was like a passion that started for me. Listening to those sounds that vibrate. I started to be extremely devoted to these sounds that vibrate and that come together and that produce a certain emotion at certain moments. My first contact to music had nothing to do with bar, with tempo, with rules, with written music. Had nothing to do with that, had to do with space and sound and freedom and imagination, and perhaps somehow image or ideas. We all have imagination, but many people are afraid of imagination, because imagination also means change. We change every minute, every hour, every day. Our life is change, but we are afraid of change. And this fear keeps our imagination a little bit prisoner, like in prison. We have it, but we don't develop. We don't allow ourselves to break. And it's not only breaking the rules, because breaking the rules is sometimes bad for others, so it's not good for us either. Breaking the rules is not something 100% positive, can be even very negative if it damages other people. But imagination, if it doesn't damage anybody, is always 100% positive, because with imagination you find a real life. You find real source of inspiration. You find the real source of love in the real sense. I think it's the moment to explain to somebody who wants to play an instrument, an acoustic instrument, that is related to the body, that is related to the natural acoustic. So sound should vibrate, and your body makes the sound vibrate. And this consciousness of the body is extremely important for a musician who plays an acoustic instrument. And this should not be forgotten now. So I just do it because I think it's the moment to do it. I think we should, it's like a kind of a place to stop. You know, sometimes we need to stop and think and analyze what we do. Is it useful? Is it not useful? Does it bring something? Like, imagine, I can give you an example of something that is very used nowadays, is competition in art. Is it useful? For whom? How? When? What should we do? How to develop more and more and more? People get happy through that? How many? And all these things, you know, think about teaching music. How do you teach music? You have time, you don't have time. How happy are the people? How frustrated are they? How are they coping with their own lives in contact with art? And so on and so on. What is art? What is music in our lives? How we welcome it or not welcome it, and develop in a wrong way. So I think that people, we all, need only one thing is to be happy. That's all we need. And do we do things to be happy or not? So this was a place created for that, to think about our imagination to create happiness without damaging people, without damaging environment, without damaging animals, without damaging anything. So creating with our imagination a world that could be a little bit better than it is now. That was created for that. Of course, I'm a musician since so many years that what we did most here was music. So develop ideas in music, analyzing our society, analyze what can we do in societies that are not cultivated sufficient to understand how much art has an impact on children. So I was working a lot with children. But Belgais, it was not only me, it was many people who came and participated and helped.